The scream tore through the night as I stood at the bathroom sink, toothbrush in hand, a sharp, piercing wail that shattered the suburban stillness like glass. I bolted to the window, heart pounding, and saw her, Lydia, sprawled on the grass beside my garage, her scarf tangled in the gutter, one high-heeled boot flung across the lawn. For a split second, I thought she'd been attacked. Then I spotted the sleek electric car parked at the curb, its charging cord snaking through my flower bed, plugged into my outlet. I didn't laugh then, but oh, I did later. Weeks earlier, I'd settled into this quiet neighborhood for its calm streets, lake views, and the promise of solitude. My new home was a haven, manicured lawns, white picket fences, and a homeowners association that treated its rulebook like holy scripture. I kept to myself, mowed my grass, paid my dues, and avoided the gossip that simmered at every block party. That peace crumbled the day Lydia moved in next door. She wasn't just a neighbor, she was a one-woman crusade, clutching the HOA handbook like a weapon. She reported me for parking my trash bin an inch too far from the curb. She claimed my porch light was too bright for community standards. I let it slide, biting my tongue, hoping she'd tire of her petty power trips. I was wrong. It started with flickers, my garage tools stuttering, security cameras blinking on and off. Then my electric bill doubled. I checked the HVAC, swapped bulbs for LEDs, unplugged old appliances. Nothing added up. One night, dragging the trash cans in, I heard it, a faint hum. I crept closer, thinking it was faulty wiring. That's when I saw the bright yellow extension cord draped over my fence, buried under mulch, vanishing into Lydia's yard. My stomach twisted. She wouldn't dare, would she? I followed it to my outdoor outlet, warm to the touch, feeding her greed. The next morning, I knocked on her door. She answered with a sugary smile, clutching a coffee mug, her workout gear pristine. "Lydia, are you using my power?" I asked, keeping my voice even. Her smile didn't waver. "No idea what you mean," she chirped, tilting her head. "Maybe it's someone else's cord. People do that, you know." She shut the door before I could reply. I wanted to yank the plug right then, but I knew she'd just find another way. Lydia wasn't just bold, she was cunning. I needed to be smarter. I installed a hidden camera by the garage. The footage was damning. Lydia, in a fluffy robe, dragging that yellow cord at midnight like she owned my property. She plugged it in with practiced ease, tugged it to check, and sauntered off. Over the next week, she did it 4 more times, sometimes at dawn, sometimes late at night. Her car's charging ring glowed smugly, sipping my electricity while my bill soared. I took the evidence to the HOA president, Carl, who happened to be Lydia's brother-in-law. He squirmed, muttered about neighborly harmony, and brushed me off with a pamphlet on conflict resolution. "Theft isn't harmonious," I pointed out. He didn't care. That's when I decided to stop playing by their rules. Lydia and Carl had the HOA wrapped around their fingers, but I had something better, strategy. I called my Uncle Ray, a retired rancher who treated electrical projects like art. When I told him about Lydia, he grinned. "Let's give her a lesson she won't forget." We built a non-lethal shock circuit, safe, but startling, triggered only by high-drain devices like her car charger. Ray cackled as we tested it on a dummy, watching it jolt like it had seen a ghost. I wired it to the outlet one Friday night and waited. At 10:55 p.m., Lydia's car rolled up. By 11 o'clock, her cord slithered over the mulch. The scream came seconds later. From my living room, I watched the camera feed, sipping tea as she flailed backward, her scarf catching on the gutter. She scrambled up, clutching her phone like a lifeline, yanked the cord out, cursing my bushes before limping off. Her car's lights blinked in confusion. The next morning, silence. No cords, no knocks. But by afternoon, a letter was taped to my door, an HOA complaint accusing me of creating a hostile electrical hazard. Lydia's signature sprawled across it, co-signed by Carl. I laughed. She'd stolen my power, lied to my face, and now played the victim. Game on. I called Ray again. "She's doubling down," I said. He chuckled. "Time for something with flair." We designed a smart capacitor loop trap, a circuit that detected heavy loads, delivered a mild zap, and recorded everything. It fit inside a fake outlet box, painted to blend with my siding. We added a motion sensor and a camera hidden in a birdhouse for the perfect angle. 3 nights later, Lydia crept back, muttering to herself, probably rehearsing her next HOA speech. She plugged in. The zap hit instantly. She gasped and stumbled into her rose bush, thorns snagging her ankle. Her car's alarm blared, lights flashing as she fled indoors. The neighborhood dogs howled. I grinned at my phone screen. Her next letter was in block capitals, accusing me of booby traps and a hate campaign, but I saw the crack in her armor. She wasn't as smug anymore. Still, Lydia didn't quit. The HOA board, led by Carl, showed up days later claiming my wiring violated safety rules. I played the footage. Lydia sneaking, plugging, stealing. Carl's face drained of color. They left without a word. Then came Lydia's lawsuit, claiming electrical injury and emotional trauma, backed by a forged document authorizing her to use my outlet. I sent it to a handwriting analyst. The signature was fake, created in software with Lydia's initials in the metadata. She wasn't just a thief. She was a fraud. At an HOA meeting, Lydia took the stage, wrist brace on, voice quivering as she spun her tale of persecution. He weaponized his outlet, she cried, waving the forged paper. I stepped forward, projector in hand, and played the videos, 5 clips of her theft. Timestamps clear. I handed out the forgery report. The room froze. Lydia stormed out, Carl slinking after her. Neighbors thanked me quietly. One proposed banning unauthorized outlet use. I nodded. It was a start. Lydia didn't stop. She staged a community justice event, banners, bloggers, a live stream. Pamphlets called her a victim of HOA neglect. She ranted about sabotage. Her car was parked dramatically behind her. I watched from home, then triggered Ray's final trick, a fake charger rigged to pop and spew stage smoke. Mid-speech, her car hissed, lights flashing, smoke billowing. Lydia tripped off the stage, landing hard. The crowd gasped, then laughed. The stream cut out. She marched to my yard later, smoke-stained, and hissed, "This isn't over." I just sipped my coffee. Her final act was petty. Trash strewn across my lawn, broken dishes, her planner's pages soaked in juice. I documented it, sent it to the HOA. They apologized and cleaned it up. Then Lydia tried rerouting power underground, hiring shady handymen to trench cables. I tipped off the county. An inspector shut it down, taping a violation notice to her garage. Lydia froze, lips trembling as her plans unraveled. A drone caught her illegal setup. Local news ran it. The HOA banned her. Fined her $10,000. Carl quit. A USB arrived. No note. Just Lydia's tearful rant, admitting defeat. I didn't share it. I didn't need to. Peace returned. I hung a sign above my outlet. Free power for neighbors with manners. A QR code linked to Lydia's saga, edited for my footage. Neighbors laughed. Lydia's blinds stayed shut. Her car parked far away. I added a solar-powered goat ornament, Watson, with purple LED eyes that buzzed at passers-by. Lydia had craved power, but all she'd done was light up her own downfall.